Howdy, folks. Happy Wednesday. Deeded, congratulations. I don't know how long you've been waiting for Silksong, but I know it has been an awful long time. So however long you've been on that train, you're the real winner this week. I live to scare people. That's my whole goal here. I wanted to put on some tunes. So hold on a minute, I'll leave. Should I change my start? You know what's like really depressing? I haven't written music since February? No. Maybe? Maybe. Let's see. Oh, that's really loud. How's this? I can't hear it. My headphones are off. This is not good music. Yeah, this is chill. Maybe? Can you guys even hear this? I don't like this. This is the same song! This person has 3 mixes on YouTube. Sorry, I never start streams properly. Hold on. This person has 3 different mixes that all start with the same song. No. You know what? Sorry, folks. How's everyone doing? Everyone put in chat one thing that they saw this week that made them smile. Whether it be something online, something outside, something in their home, something at no one's at school yet. Put one thing in chat that made you smile while I find music that doesn't make me want to shut my computer off. And then I'll share what made me smile. That's not what I wanted. And then maybe we'll make each other smile. You know what I mean? That's not it either. Okay. Is this the vibe? This'll have to be the vibe. I miss Dragon Age so much. Okay, we're back. Hello. Oh my god, Dead Pixel, welcome on in. It's going well. Okay, wait, let me jump to the top of chat. But good to see you. How you been? Raven, welcome on in. Caitlin, welcome in. You've been here 2 weeks. I'm sorry, you've only been waiting for Silksong for 2 weeks? I rescind my congratulations. It's very quiet. The music's very quiet. Okay, it should be good now, but let me know. Yeah, Dead Pixel, welcome. Are you a Silksong fan? Happy Silksong week for everyone. Maybe the real music is the friends we made along the way. I wish that was true. Unfortunately, I don't have friends. I only have voices in my head. But maybe the real music is the voices in our head. You saw Hamlet by New York Star. Wait, Raven, tell me. Shit. Darn it. Tell me how. Oh god, you really, that really came out of left field. Can you send me either in chat right now or in DMs or in the Discord later? Can you send me an extremely detailed description of that? This music's actually really loud. Hold on. Sorry, that actually, I feel literally out of left field. I feel like I got hit by a baseball. I didn't see that, unfortunately, because I didn't go to Fringe. But if I had gone to Fringe, I probably still wouldn't have seen it because I would have made the silly decision of seeing something else. Alas. But I'm so glad you liked it. That sounds awesome. And it was your first time experiencing. I'm so glad you brought this up because I really wanted to talk about Hamlet. And I figured everyone would get really mad at me for bringing it up first, but you brought it up first. So put a pin in it. We're going to talk about Hamlet, unfortunately. We all miss Dragon Age. So I was thinking a little bit about the 12-hour stream. I was kind of thinking, would it be fun to like revisit? So it's been 3 years of me streaming, of me being an affiliate, and of me streaming. So I was thinking if I should like maybe revisit some of the earliest games I streamed. So Cult of the Lamb, Death's Door, Dragon Age 2, but I don't know if anyone would care, but I do really miss Dragon Age. You saw a nice leaf. What kind of leaf? What tree was it from? Or what plant? I'm so glad you saw a nice leaf. I love leaves. Hamlet is an interesting show. I think it's, well, we'll get to that. You've been sitting in this chat for 2 weeks. I know, I'm sorry I was late today. Listen, the fact that I'm streaming today at all is a miracle. I kind of feel like the last couple of weeks have been a lot, so I haven't streamed. It's been a lot of various things going on. Work has been kind of insane. I've had some other personal business to take care of. I kind of feel jet lagged. Like I woke up at 3 in the morning for no reason. Thankfully I went back to sleep, but it's been weird. You just want to say you told me so? Caitlin, I'm sorry. I know. Listen, okay, listen. You can't do everything, all right? Let you finish. Yes, perfect. Okay, finish making your tea. Let us know what kind of tea you're making. I love it. I have a nice herbal mixture today. A nice fruity tea to complement, you know. Yeah, all of us. You would care. I know you would care, Deedon, and I'm very appreciative of that. A Pennsylvania tree. That's good. Pennsylvania came up in conversation recently. I think I was talking to someone, I don't know why, but William Penn? Oh, because he was a Quaker, which doesn't actually give any more context, but I was talking to someone about Quakerism. It's going good. You've been working, coming home, sleeping, and then chilling for a little, and then streaming a little, and then repeat. That's awesome. That sounds like a really good, like you've gotten to a good rhythm. Yeah, it has been a while. I've been like so off the rails is probably the best way of describing it. Like I've been good, but I've also been kind of, I feel like I've been fighting, there's a great Hamlet quote. Dead Pixel, it's been a while since you've been at the streams, and I forgive you for any, as soon as I turn you away, as soon as you get bored, feel free to just, you know, I understand. I've been fighting a lot of bees in my brain lately. So there's a great Hamlet quote that I was thinking of making my Discord status where he just says buzz buzz, which is really funny in performance. On the page, it doesn't make any sense. In performance, it's really funny, or it can be. But that's how I feel right now. So like life is good, and I'm glad that Dead Pixel, I'm really glad things are going well with you. Things are going well with me too. It's just that I have bees in my brain. That's basically what's been going on. Rose and chamomile. Ooh, I saw a chamomile plant recently. Like the actual chamomile flowers. They're so pretty. They're so charming. They're these cute little yellow flowers, and I don't like chamomile, and I think I've said that to you all before, but I like the idea of it. Not even 10 minutes in and we're quoting Hamlet. In my defense, I didn't bring it up. We can all blame Raven for that. No, I wanted to talk. See, this is why I'm streaming today, actually, because I had to sit. I worked from home. Well, I work from home every day. Some days I leave the farm. Most days I don't. But today was a particularly interesting day where I just felt like basically the reason we're here right now is that I needed to get all of this energy out. What happened was I had cold brew today for the first time in 2 weeks. And so this stream is the product of that. And you know, the cows were getting sick of me. They were all kind of running away into the far field. So I figured rather than scaring the cows, I would just scare all of you. So I wanted to talk about Hamlet. Although actually now that, so we've got the 3-year, 12-hour stream next weekend. Have I decided what I'm doing? I think I'm aiming for Saturday, and I think I'm aiming for like 12 to 12, so 12 p.m. start, 12 a.m. finish my time, because I feel like that'll cover a good, I mean that's sort of, it's reasonable enough where I'm not streaming at 9 a.m. and no one's there. Like what I'm hoping is that there will at least be one person there for the entirety of the stream. Doesn't have to be the same person the whole time. That would be really concerning. I hope no one else is there for all 12 hours, but if you are, you know, more power to you. But I think I'm gonna go for 12 hours from 12 to 12. Cause we'll cover really all the time zones. Someone who is unemployed will be there all 12 hours. Well, indeed, I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worthwhile. I think I'm gonna switch up my charity for that stream. I'm feeling the ACLU. Even we've supported the ACLU before, but I always like to go back to them when I feel really pessimistic about the state of this country. So might be nice to switch it to do that. It won't be like a really kind of strict, or not strict, it won't be like a traditional charity stream. I'm not gonna have milestones, it's not gonna be anything crazy. But I figure for the sake of like, doing something special, be here for a little, listen, as little or as long as you want to be here, I'm really happy to see you. I hope I can catch one of your streams sometimes. I've been like I said, off the rails and I've just been all over the place. But yeah, we'll definitely try to catch you when you're live. And yeah, it's great to see you. You got done with a lot of animes. Oh, that's nice. What do you recommend? It's been a long time. The last anime I think I watched actually was, the last anime I watched all the way through, I think, was Erased, which Deeded recommended to me, and it was so good. And I can't remember if I watched that before or after Death Note, because I watched two of them right around the same time. And Death Note absolutely killed my enthusiasm for anime. Like 100% dead in the water. So I don't think I've seen an anime since then. But if you have any recommendation— oh no! I started watching Dungeon Meshi. And that was a lot of fun, but I just haven't, like, I'm just not sort of hooked, but I was enjoying that. I think I got about 7 episodes in. I gotta finish that. But yeah, if you have any ones that you recommend, let me know. I want to get back into anime. I really do enjoy it. I say, having watched about 6 in my entire life. Oh, Kaiju number 8 I've heard of. I think I've heard that's good. The other one I don't know, but that sounds really fun. Oh no, you know what? I have to watch Frieren. Sorry, I can't watch anything else. The next anime I watch has to be Frieren. Welcome on in, Invite. How are you doing? Right, because being there for all 12 hours would be weird. I mean, I'll be there for all 12 hours, so it's not that weird, right? Not that weird. Frieren, yeah. That's the one about the elf who's immortal and has a bunch of, mortal friends, and it's come up so many times where it's embarrassing that I haven't seen it at this point. But okay, Unwanted Undead Adventure actually sounds very fun, and Kaiju number 8 I think I've heard of before, so I'm gonna write both of these down. Because I think I got it into my head where I had to watch all of the kind of classic anime before I could watch the new stuff, and then I realized that new stuff comes out every year and I just couldn't keep track of all of it. So now I'm just gonna, watch whatever. It's not that serious, basically. Running behind on stream. You know what? That's good. I like having people from various time zones here. So not only, Ninbite, are you in a time zone behind everyone else, but you're experiencing the stream at a different rate. And you know what I watched recently? The movie Contact. Martine's not here, I have to send, but like everyone, speaking of space-time relativity. The movie Contact, starring Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey from 1997, is so good. Anyway, I've talked about Contact before. Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was, I think, it was one of the first. It was probably, I think, the second or third anime that I actually watched when I was getting into it, and I think that was a huge mistake, because once you watch Brotherhood, there's no reason to ever watch anything else. It's probably, I mean, I can't imagine a better anime anywhere, like, ever. I really liked Steins Gate. That was sort of when I was keeping up with things, so whenever that was, 2018. I don't even remember when that came out, but that was really good. And I feel like that was one of the few animes I watched that didn't fall on its face at some point. Like, even Erased, and I think we talked about this, Deeded, but because they finished the anime before they finished the manga, and so the last 2 episodes of the anime were unsatisfying, but the whole show was still so good. But Steins Gate was good. Brotherhood was flawless. I mean, oh my god. The Uma Musume, is that the Horse Girls? That was on the front page of Steam. Steam was telling me to play Horse Girls. I was like, I don't do popular things. I'm sorry. I also can't let myself do free-to-play games, because then I'll be there forever. I need games that cost me something, and have a finite ending. Because as you've all seen, even in games with finite endings, it takes me forever, so. Unwanted Undead Adventure is a newer anime. It's only 13 episodes and it's fire. I can remind you. Solo Leveling! Solo Leveling is one I think we've also talked about on this channel. And that's the thing, I love new animes, and I love short animes. Oh, Angel Beats is also one of my favorites, because it's short, and I've actually seen it. Ren, welcome on in. Thank you for the sub. 23 months. Oh my gosh, you're almost a toddler. Oh, how exciting. How are you doing in this economy? Well, listen, this is my I don't know. This is yes. I don't have a quippy answer. It's yes. Angel Beats has stuck with me to this day. The ending really got me, and the music really got me. I had a friend who wanted me to learn the opening theme on piano, and I remember printing out the sheet music, and then I was like, oh no, I can't do that. I'm not actually that good. Yeah, this is my charity work, thank you. This is my humanitarian outreach. I know it's been a long time since it's been a long time since a stream. It's been a longer time since a Friday stream. I don't remember the last Friday stream we did. And Friday streams don't really work anymore because I have a job that I've been bad at for a while, and I've been trying to get better at it, so I've been working on Fridays more often. Crazy thought, I know. And Friday streams are also tough because I like having dinner, which is also a crazy thought. So it's really not a lot of time, and because, you know, we really get deep in our first hour of streams. We do some deep chatting, deep thinking. So there's never time to play games. So Friday streams have sort of disappeared from the ecosystem, but they're back now. So anyway, as you can tell, I'm really manic right now. So we're having a good time. Gundam Iron Blood Orphans. That sounds like a mecha anime, and I gotta be honest, I tried watching Neon Genesis Evangelion because I know it's one of the most iconic. And I only saw an episode, I think, because I just don't like big robots. I'm sorry. Dinner, I know, what a concept. 4 days before your Chapel Roan concert that you want to make your own outfit. Ooh, exciting. What kind of look are you going for? Because Chapel Roan has some incredible looks. She's quite inventive. Gurren Lagann also sounds like a mecha. In Edinburgh. Oh, I'm so jealous. I wish I could be in Edinburgh watching Chapel Roan. Instead, I'm here in Tennessee. I can't write. Dean, right? It's like, I don't know what it is about the mecha. You would think I would get. You know what I do want to try? Is, Murderbot. Is anyone into the Murderbot diaries or whatever they're called? Murderbot, like, books, novellas, the show, maybe? I feel like I should be into robots for reasons I will not disclose in chat, but I'm not. But maybe. Something you did was you went to the medieval fair and you really, oh, you went, oh, wait, okay. Pirate Week up and you dressed up as Luffy. Wait, that's so fun. Did anyone recognize you as Luffy, or did they all just think you were a pirate? That sounds awesome. You're devastated, Invite. This is devastating. You're devastated right now. You're going with your ex to a Chapel Road concert where you are making your own outfit. That's pretty awesome. I hope somebody like interviews you. I hope someone's doing a TikTok or some kind of video and they're like interviewing people and you get to tell this story, because I think it'd be really funny. Out of everything you have learned from everyone, you are so disappointed. Not liking giant robots punching other. I know. I get deeded. I guess you and I can't be friends with Ninbud anymore. This is the end. This is it. It's over. Ninbud, I feel like have I never told you I didn't like mecha? I feel like it's such a fundamental part of my being that I'm not into mecha. Like, I don't know, because I think I'm sure every person who grows up as a nerd at some point kind of said, yeah, fantasy, exactly. Exactly. Deeded gets it. Deeded gets it. And we get it, Ren. You're not crazy. I mean, you are crazy, but you're the right kind of crazy. Yeah, you're probably not the only person who will be there. Okay, Ninbite, I get it. You're quoting Clark's Law. Whatever. You know, we get it. What is it? Highly advanced technologies no, that's not it. Well, it's something along the lines of highly advanced technologies indistinguishable from magic, but so I feel like every person growing up as a nerd at some point does their kind of breakdown of what kind of nerd they are. And there's I feel like there's the very kind of broad umbrella of fantasy versus sci-fi. And then you can break it down. Like, I used to think I was into sci-fi. I think I honestly really believed I was into sci-fi until I read Dune, and then I realized that I couldn't. That I could not do sci-fi. And then I didn't like Mass Effect, and then I realized, and that was like the nail in the coffin, where I loved Dragon Age. Immediately grabbed me. Mass Effect, I still have not finished the first game. You'll be not submitting her for that section she does during the Giver. See, I don't know Chapel Roan well enough to get that reference, but that sounds like there's something going on there. Magic is a whole aesthetic. It's true. Yeah, it's like you can't. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, magic is a whole aesthetic. I'm with you there. You're sharing a hotel room, but that's unrelated. Ren, this just writes itself. Tokusatsu, let's go. Giant fighting robots, power, friendship, explosions. They did recognize you. Oh, that's so fun. Wait, I want to go to a medieval. I really want to go to a Renaissance fair. I would love to, like, I mean, apart from the fact that I think I got lice at a Renaissance fair once. This was a long time ago. Anyway, too much information. I would love to go to one and get all dressed up and, like, I don't know, it seems like a lot of fun. I feel like I think I've underrated the enjoyment like that people get from cosplaying and from dressing up. Because I feel like there's actually it's actually really cool. I think I never appreciated it before recently. Yeah, Deeded, you wouldn't like Mass Effect. I don't think it's your vibe. During the Giver, she reads out submissions from audience members of things their exes didn't do. Oh my god. I do have a Discord. Wait, yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Deeded. Yes, the bot got it. Yes, we got a Discord. It's a hoot. Fantasy does not have giant mechas unless it's Chained Echoes. Chained Echoes has a baller soundtrack. That's not the right adjective. Chained Echoes has a banging soundtrack. And Fantasy doesn't have giant mechas, which is a point for Fantasy. Do you see what I'm saying? Ren, I feel like this is an episode of normal gossip. You have to talk about going with your ex to a chaperone concert. All expenses paid? Oh my god. Oh my god, you have to. Yeah, even if you're not into it. You are screeching externally. I really hope you're not in a room with other people right now. Are you not in my Discord? Crazy. Well, welcome to the Hoot House welcome. Oh, that's crazy. Welcome on in. Long overdue. We're happy to have you. In this economy, it would be silly not to accept free concert all expenses paid? All expenses paid, like hotel, travel, concert? Not food, surely. She had a year to find someone to go with, and you said you ended amiably, right? You're not gonna get, okay. Okay, we're not getting back together, I swear. Okay. I love cave people. This is seriously such a good setup. This is if I wrote fanfic and there was an opportunity to use this, I would. I'm not in any fandoms where they would be going to a Chapel Roan concert, but I feel like this is prime material. If only I was in a fandom that took place in this century. Yeah, right, when they get the hotel room reservation wrong and they're like, sorry, we only have, it's like, we're full up except this one room, but it only has one bed. Yeah, do you have different hotel rooms or are you staying in the same room? I mean, listen. I am not to judge. It's a bunk bed? Wait, this is incredible. It's a bunk bed? Are you staying I guess you're staying in a hostel. Okay, you're not staying in a hotel. That's so funny. Dead Pixel, feel free to put it in creative corner. I think cosplay is creative. Yeah. I mean, honestly, anywhere. It's kind of loosey-goosey. I still don't have rules for the Discord. Should I have rules for the Discord? Oh, it's student accommodation? That's so funny. Oh my god, wait, since when do student accommodations have bunk beds? Is that really a thing? And they were bunk mates! I mean, that's almost better? Because then there's opportunity for comedy, It's like not just like, the tension, but there's comedy too. Oh my god, are you gonna get the top bunk or the bottom bunk? You know what? We'll stop there. Bunker buddies. You put the Hamlet Circus Review in book club. Okay, hold on. Switching conversation. Raven, this is so exciting. Oh my god. Thank you so much. Oh my god. I wanted to talk about Hamlet. This is so interesting. So actually, real question for the chat, and only 3 people will have an opinion, but real question for the chat. Is I'm curious what people think about Shakespeare adaptations that don't have words. So for example, like Romeo and Juliet, or Romeo and Juliet ballets, or the Winter's Tale ballet, or Midsummer Night's Dream ballet. It's mainly ballets. Or like silent films. There have been silent films of Shakespeare. Or like translated Shakespeare. Does anyone have thoughts on this? Because I have thoughts on this. You're going to summer camp with your ex-girlfriend. It's one of those bunk beds where the bottom is a double and the top is a single. You're not in the Shakespeare fandom yet. Deeded, you've been here long enough where I feel like you are slowly absorbing it. So even if you think you're not in the Shakespeare fandom, you already have a higher base knowledge about Shakespeare than like normal people, just by being here. Yeah, Nidmite, thank you. That's exactly my point. So I don't want to come across as a purist, but I am, because I think the point of Shakespeare is the language. This is my hot take of this is my really hot take. Oh wait, you got some wood? Some wood that's bowed from One Piece. Okay, wait, let me take a look. Oh my god! Wait, that's awesome. That's so fun. And it looks like you had great weather too. What a beautiful sky. You're not into books, you have no comment. Would you like to be into books? I think that's totally fair. And I saw a New York Times. I'm into books, unfortunately, for better or for worse. The New York Times did an article about a study that they were looking at that showed that I think among like American adults, over the last 20 years, the number of people who say that they read for pleasure has dropped by 40%, which is really interesting. And I think that's not like a bad thing, right? Like, I don't think there's any moral value to reading books. But it is interesting how people consume media. I also know a lot of people who don't like books. When you're in school, I think it's actually really hard to enjoy reading because you're forced to do it. So I have a friend who I went to school with who really did not like, and who felt bad about it too, who felt bad about not liking reading in like high school. And now she reads all the time because she's allowed to do it at her own rate, you know? So that's the thing. It's like the school system is broken. I met you when I was taking high school English. Oh my god, Deeded. You make me feel ancient. It's been so long. But that's okay, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to fix people who were burned out by high school English, because my entire goal in life is to become the kind of English teacher— we got ads, my bad. I want to be an English teacher that makes people like to read. So that's my goal. Is I'm gonna convince you all that actually Shakespeare is interesting and not cool, because that's pushing it, but you like when they include lines though because it makes it better. Yeah, so I think it's like, I don't think something is lesser because it's not Shakespeare, but I don't think it's Shakespeare if it doesn't use the language, right? And so you have movies like She's All That, and 10 Things I Hate About You, and She's the Man, and what is it, Clueless? Is Clueless no. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of She's All That. Anyway, it's like, obviously those aren't Shakespeare, and I feel like ballet is the same way, where it's like, okay, it's based on a story, but it's not Shakespeare, right? The Shakespeare fandom is such a funny thing to say. Ninmite, I love the Shrek musical. But you know that already. You put that boat in there? Oh, okay, wait, let me see the boat, let me see the boat. Oh my god, that's sick. That is sick. And if you're not a big reader, Dead Pixel, I know a lot of people who say that's me, and I know it, and I understand, like, I totally get it. Audiobooks on 2 times speed, it's like, I mean, it's great. So that's the thing, because I think a lot of people don't consider audiobooks reading. And that's a different can of worms, and I don't want to get into that, because I just think it's not relevant. Like, I think there are lots of different ways to engage with media. And the fact that you can put an audiobook on, like, 2x speed, or even 1.5, and just get through it so much faster, it's fun. It's fun. So, but, you know, but also it's like, if you don't want to, if it's not for you, that's fine. High school, I know, Ninbite, I know. Yeah, when you're not in high school, you can choose, exactly. It's lesser because you literally took the whole soul out of something to puppet its corpse into another thing. No, I listen, Ninbite, I'm so with you. Like, the thing is, Ninbite, if you strip away all, like, if you strip away the name of Shrek from your argument, then I am 100% with you to the ends of the earth. Like, I think, that is how I feel about every single Disney live action remake. The problem is, I really like the Shrek musical. Like, I really, really like it. High school English is that you had to study Scottish text, which gave you an appreciation for Scottish. And I think that's really important, too, is studying authors of where you live. And that's the thing. It's like, I don't know in non-English speaking cultures. I assume, well, actually, if Martine was here, like, I know in Germany, they study a lot of German literature. And I think you have to. Like, I think it's really, and it's just really important to appreciate, like, the literary heritage of where you are from or where you're living. Because it's like things you can relate to. Like, I can relate to American authors in a way. I mean, I hate most American authors. I hate lots of things. But it's also like because they are in dialogue with what you are, with your experience, right? Like, I love Shakespeare. Shakespeare is not really in dialogue with, obviously, Shakespeare's also 400 years old. So there, while there is a lot of universal there are universal themes. Obviously, I didn't live through the bubonic plague, but I lived through COVID, thankfully. Knock on wood. There's always time for it to catch up with me. And so it's like you can still relate to that, but I do think it's important, and especially for cultures that have been oppressed, like the way that the English have tried to erase Scottish literature and Scottish cultural heritage. I think it's really important then, and so it's the same with like Welsh literature and Irish literature, and you know, basically the English suck a lot. But so I think that's really cool. You appreciate high school English greatly. You don't even dislike the concept of reading something, but it gives you a negative. No, that's totally fair. And that's the thing. It took me years to like, I used to hate, believe it or not, I actually graduated high school hating poetry. Like, specifically, I disliked poetry. And I don't think anyone who knows me now would ever believe me when I say that, because I think I spent a lot of the pandemic actually just really reading poetry. Even prior to getting into Shakespeare, I spent a lot of time reading poetry. As some of you may know. And so I don't think anyone would ever believe me if I told them that I hated poetry, but I'm telling you all now, I hated poetry. So I do think it just takes time. Like, it just takes distance away from it. High school English did kind of suck. Oh, you did the college class? Yeah, I think it's just so much of high school sucks. You'd rather watch something you don't watch regular, you watch gaming anime. Yeah, no, and that's, I mean, yeah. Hey, listen, I'm glad you're watching Twitch. I like Twitch. Regular TV, I definitely struggle with watching. I don't watch a lot of TV. And when I do, it's not TV that really is. I watch like one show. I watch a couple shows a year, probably, like 3 or 4 TV shows a year. I do, well, I'm really annoyed at YouTube now because of the whole age verification nonsense, so I'm anti-YouTube, although I have a YouTube video coming out next week, so check it out. Your soul peaked in high school English, you've been chasing that high for years, and that's why you're gonna get a PhD in English, right? But you've been banned, your workplace has banned the Shrek rant, that's amazing. Yes, I agree. Like, I think, so my hot take that I was gonna say 5 minutes ago, my hot take is actually that Shakespeare is not only, like, I think what a lot of people do to kind of justify why like, when people talk about the problem of teaching, of how Shakespeare is taught in high school, they're always like, oh, well, it's because Shakespeare is meant to be heard, and you're meant to see it performed, you're not meant to read it. And I actually disagree. Like, obviously, it was written for the stage. It was written to be performed. But I think saying, like, undervaluing the text actually underserves the students. I think saying, well, you're not really supposed to read it. It's like, well, he wrote it, and there's actually quite a lot you can get out of reading it that, yes, is illuminated by seeing it and hearing it. But I don't think that makes reading it any less of a valuable experience. So that, my hot take is that actually you should read Shakespeare. And I actually think not reading Shakespeare and going to see a play, especially for a modern audience, might make the play worse because you're gonna have no idea what's going on. The plays you studied were both set where you grew up, but in the 30s and 40s. That's really cool, actually. That's really cool. So you get like a historical look back at where you are now, and you can connect with people. Like I found a poem, and I found a poem from 100 years ago that was about where I grew up, and I won't tell. I don't want to obviously give details because I don't want to dox myself, but it was wild to find that because, like, I did not grow up somewhere where you would expect a poem to be written about, and so I found this and I felt very spooked. So it's really cool. It's really cool when you find literature that you connect with. They should require Gallic. I'm really surprised. Well, I'm not surprised that they don't, but it's a shame that they don't. They really should require it. Because otherwise, how are you gonna, keep it alive? Good anime is Invincible. Yes, I have heard really good things about Invincible. And also, yeah, who don't got Amazon Prime? We're all on Twitch here. Yeah, I should watch Invincible. I've heard good things about it. You'd consider the Romeo and Juliet with 5 minutes of prep from Alpha Rad to be more Shakespeare. What is Alpha Rad, invite? But more Shakespeare than a visual ballet. Yeah. I think I'm with you. I just don't know what that is. Finding out the poet you were currently studying and the one you were studying the previous term were in a 15-year-long lesbian relationship. That's fun. That is fun. I'm not tempting you, Caitlin. I am, what's the word? Importuning you. Yeah, word of the day. Fork found in kitchen. I'm pretty sure Mary Oliver was in a relationship with a woman for most of her life, if I'm not spreading fake news. And that was a cool thing to find out. I love Mary Oliver. Mary Oliver has a wonderful poem about love where she says that she's in love with everyone and everything. And I was like, yeah, that's how I want to live my life. Anyway, Mary Oliver. You had to go line by line. Hello! Yo! Dead Pixel, thank you so much for the donation. That's very generous of you. I'll do my charity command because I think I still have that. Yeah, thank you. It's awesome. Hey Waffles, how are you doing? Yadida, that is the worst. That is the worst way to do it. Line by line, reading it. It's Shakespeare. I think that's the thing that really frustrates me is that Shakespeare wrote in English. Like, that's English. There's a real difference between a Shakespeare play and between the Canterbury Tales and between, I don't know, I can't even think of an old English thing, right? Beowulf, right? It's like, first of all, calling it Old English is such a misnomer because it's really not even this. The history of the English language is fascinating, but don't get me started. But it's like, Shakespeare wrote in English, right? Let us sit, for God's sake, let us sit upon the ground and tell sad stories of the death of kings. That is a normal English sentence, right? And so to treat it like something arcane and obscure is also underserving your students and just making it way more difficult than it needs to be. It's like, obviously, yeah, a lot of it is weird, and you should. Paraphrasing is something I struggle with Shakespeare, because I think actually, I don't like to do it, but I think it is actually really important to get, it's important to get the idea, especially when you're teaching high school students. So I read art in Shakespeare, and I am really interested, so I am like, I really like the nitty gritty of like, what does this one word mean? What is a fardel? Nobody uses the word fardel anymore, but it's in one of the, who would fardels bear is such, it feels like a foreign language to me. This sentence from To Be or Not to Be, from the most famous speech in the English language. Who would fardels bear? It sounds like fardels is a person, or like, it's like, what is it? A fardel is like a bag, or a burden or a case of some kind. Like a fardel is a thing you carry. And the reason this sentence feels weird is because it's inverted. A normal person would say, who would bear fardels? Or who would bear a fardel? But for poetic usage and for emphasis, he inverts it. So who would fardels bear? So it's like, who would carry this burden? And so that's like, that's where both paraphrasing comes in, but also sometimes it's just one word that you get stuck on. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, it's like, you have to treat it like English because it is. And you're gonna make, if students feel like if you're making it a slog, then students are not gonna like it. But if you focus on, it's like, well, what are they actually saying? And why is it, I think that's the biggest thing about school, right? Is that so much of public school or any school education, any like middle or high school education, is you spend all of this time thinking about, what does this have to do with me? When am I going to use calculus? Why are we learning about the Civil War? You know, it's like, who cares about Macbeth? And so I think we just don't treat children as people, which is a bigger problem. But like, there's also, no one ever takes the time to justify why we need to learn things. And I feel like that's actually something we've lost from the Greeks and from the Middle Ages, where it was like, actually, it used to be that going to school was a huge part of becoming a person, like becoming a fully realized human being in society was becoming educated. We've completely lost that. And now people think going to school is either a scam or means you're pretentious. And it's like, okay, we need to unpack this, guys. It's like, intellectualism is not a crime. and it's not a conspiracy either. It's good for people to use their brain. This is the thing about AI nowadays. People don't want to use their brains, and they think that and you get cries of like ableism if you tell someone to write the essay on their own. It's like, if you don't use your brain, other people will use it for you, okay? If you don't think for yourself, other people will take that opportunity to think for you. And so why are we reading Macbeth? Does it matter? It's like, we could read other things, and you shouldn't just read Shakespeare, right? Like, that is not the only thing you should be reading. But Macbeth is really interesting because you look at someone you look at how someone's darkest tendencies, how someone's ambition can overwhelm them, and it's like, I think reading tragedy is really important because life is tragedy. And so understanding how things can go wrong and how you can stop it, like, there are so many ways to stop Macbeth from being a murderer, right? And so it's just, but also, why do we read literature that's hundreds of years old, especially when it's dense and when it's esoteric and when it doesn't make sense on a first reading? Well, that's how you train your brain, because you know what else doesn't make sense on a first reading? A Supreme Court brief. And I'm sorry for people who aren't American, but legal documents, political documents, contracts, wills, like all of these things, we have embedded complex language into the fabric of our society. And so if you can't wrestle with something difficult, if you can't break down complex, text, you're doing yourself a disservice. And so, is Shakespeare relevant for real life? Maybe not, but maybe the skills this is the thing about English class, where everyone's like, well, why do I have to read Moby Dick? Why do I have to understand allegory? It's because propaganda uses allegory. Anyway. Sorry, I'll catch up on chat. It's not dry, Ninbite. It's really interesting. All right? Wordplay. There are puns in Shakespeare. There are rhymes. Like, it's word play. Like, you're playing with language, and that's the most beautiful thing. And like, that's what humans do, is we play. And so if you can play with anyway, I'm sweating. You can't believe you're defending Shakespeare. This is what my channel is all about, okay? This is what we're here to do. Oh my god. Anyway. Gotta get that 400. Yes, thank you. I don't know why we have 13 cents now. I think someone donated bits at one point. I was like, well, I guess I gotta. So you understood what every single word meant. Yeah, it's like, that's not you don't need to understand what every single word means in a high school English class when you're spending 1 month on a play. It's like, you need to understand the broad strokes. When you are doing a doctoral dissertation on a play, then you need to understand what every single word means and all of their reference and what, you know, the construction of the sentences. But, like, you don't need to know that in high school. It is funny to say ye olde English. Yeah, you got it. You read it in half English and half Spanish, which you didn't speak. Wait, what were you reading in Spanish? Oh, wait, you did it. Oh, so you're saying you liked it better when you read it in Spanish. That's interesting. The real answer is to turn Shakespeare into a video game. Ninbite, let's talk about this offline because I have many, many thoughts about this. Put Shakespeare in Five Nights at Freddy's lore. Yo, Dead Pixel, I'm sorry if I missed you. Enjoy your anime, and enjoy your lurk, and enjoy your stream. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. Forgot what game it was when Dante from Dante's Inferno was tossed into a gacha game. His book sold out in Japan. That's the thing. You make when you make it relevant to pop culture, suddenly people understand why it's relevant. It's like, wait, what do you mean, Dante? Like a 500-year-old, you know, Italian poet is suddenly relevant? It's like, oh, wait, are you saying it's always been relevant? You know, I had to read Machiavelli recently for a class that I definitely didn't take. It's fascinating to read. So obviously I'm reading a translation and I have thoughts about translation that I won't get into now because I've been going for too long already. But it's really interesting reading Machiavelli because I didn't know, and this is something I would have to read more into this myself, but someone I was talking to told me that Machiavelli was actually partially satire, and he wasn't actually 100% serious about the whole better to be feared than loved thing. Like, he was sort of writing as this persona, not as himself, and that was mind-blowing. And that when we talk about context, and I think it's so important because you look at what's happening now with, you know, all of the misinformation going around, and it's so important to understand who the author is, right? And what the context of what you're reading is, and what the purpose of what you're reading is, right? And that's what they should be teaching in English class, but they should also be teaching literature because sometimes it's just fun. And sometimes you have to make the students understand why it's fun. I have never read Moby Dick, but I learned that Moby Dick is an allegory, right? So much when they talk about Moby Dick, they talk about how boring it is because half of the book is about whaling. Oh, and it's like, okay, but it's actually a story of like obsession, which I'm a big fan of. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but the point is, wait, Ninbite, what did Limbus Company have in it? That's so fun. Yeah, indeed, and I think if people taught Shakespeare more like stories and not like, you know, foreign language text, maybe we'd be better off. They tell expert witnesses to speak to every jury like they're a sophomore. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Why would we expect books to? Exactly. Like, we're always... Everyone's equivocating. Everyone's equivocating. You know? How's everyone doing today, Waffles? I'm doing great. How are you doing? Oh my god. Okay. In high school, you had to read Beowulf in Old English. That's incredible. How did it go? Did your teacher... So I was really lucky in high school. One of my high school English teachers actually had a PhD in Old English. And he was one of the most fascinating people I've ever been privileged enough to get to know. We didn't read Beowulf, but he did have us read little excerpts of Old English and spent some time talking about it, and it was so cool. And like, I wish I had, you know, I wish I was stupid as a high schooler. I didn't know anything. I wish I had known more because it would have been really fun to talk to him about his, you know, what he studied. Because I think if you do a PhD in Old English, you are like, they should give you a card. Like, you have to be crazy for that. I mean, you have to be crazy to do any kind of PhD. Am I right? Ninbite PhD. But that's, I think, the thing that's so beautiful about the world we live in is that, like, the pursuit of knowledge, well, and again, like as I was saying earlier, the pursuit of knowledge is kind of being demonized. But for a while, we lived in a place where, you know, it was honored. Like, PhD, I mean, that is like one of the most impressive things you can do, is get a PhD in something. And because it means that for this tiny, like, you know, subsection of the domain you're studying, you are the world's expert on that. And I think that's so cool. You gotta read Dante's Inferno, The Wings, Faust. I love Faust. I had like a 3-day period where I was really into Faust. Did you read Goethe's Faust or Marlowe's Faustus? Or different Faust? Don Quixote, I love Man of La Mancha. Hellscreen, I don't even know. The Stranger, I actually read The Stranger in high school. And when I say it was one of the most frustrating things I've ever, like one of the most frustrating experiences I've ever had in school. The Stranger was so, I just don't think as like a 16-year-old you can understand what The Stranger is about. But I really admire my teacher for giving it to us. We also read The Myth of Sisyphus. So it's just like, that's the thing. I think sometimes you really have to expose kids to things they're not gonna like, just because later on they'll get it. Later on. Like, I read T.S. Eliot's The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock in high school. And I think I've told this story before. There were 2 poems that I didn't get in high school. It was J. Alfred Prufrock, which I didn't get. I did not get it, and it bothered me. And we read Sailing to Byzantium by Yeats, I think. And I remember reading, like, again, during the pandemic, I read a lot of poetry. And so I went back to these 2 poems. And I read both of them, and I realized, oh, they're about getting older. And that is something that high schoolers objectively cannot understand. But the fact that I had been exposed to them at a younger age and was coming back to them many years later, where I was like, oh, I get why I didn't get it now, and I get it better now because I was exposed to it before. So I think first, it's kind of like eating your vegetables. I think to some extent you have to learn about things you aren't gonna like. You know, it's like you can't like everything, right? Instant gratification is bad. Sometimes you gotta struggle. I'm not saying this in a like, kids have it so easy these days. When back in my day, we suffered. No, it's like, I don't think you have to suffer, but I do think you have to struggle. Just a little bit, because if you don't struggle with anything, then you're not, again, like you're not getting stronger. You're not using your brain. You're not, because I think not everything in life is easy, right? Connect and understanding things or appreciating things you don't understand is part of life. There are lots of people out in the world you're not going to understand. You still have to treat them like people. You still have to, and you have to try to find common ground. And I think that's the point of reading things. That's the point of the humanities. That this is the reason why, fascist administrations try to stamp out liberal arts education. It's because the real reason we study the arts is to learn empathy and to learn self-expression, right? It's like, what's the point of reading Macbeth? It's not gonna get you a job. But reading something that someone else wrote and finding things that you like about it and finding things that you don't like about it and being able to critically, express and analyze those, that's what being a person is. That is what communicating with other people is. And if you don't take English class, you don't learn how to, and I'm not saying every English class is like, this is the platonic ideal of what English class is supposed to be. I'm not saying it's always taught like that. Oh god, sorry. So this is why I wanted to stream today. I just really had to get it all out. Ninbite, I don't know what Hellscreen is. I don't know what Dream of the Red Chamber is. Wuthering Heights, I really want to read. I'm so excited when I finally sit down and read that. I'm really looking forward to it. Moby Dick, I really need to read. Crime and Punishment Night. Demian, I don't know. The Odyssey and Metamorphosis, Kafka or Metamorphosis? No, Ovid is Metamorphoses. So you're talking about the Kafka, right? Goethe? Okay, yeah. Goethe's is better anyway. Oh, you hated The Stranger? Me too! Ninbite, that doesn't surprise me about you. I can definitely see high school Ninbite being like, yeah, absurdism rocks. You read War and Peace in 6th grade? Why? Raven, are you okay? I've never read The Great Gatsby. I really should. I hate Catcher in the Rye. Oh my god, I hate Catcher in the Rye so much. What did I read? I hated Catcher in the Rye. I think we read some Steinbeck. I hated Steinbeck. What's the other one? Oh, Hemingway. I hated Hemingway too. Oh god, I hated all those stupid Lost Generation writers. You know what I did like? Virginia Woolf, Mrs. Dalloway. I actually just read that earlier this year. Highly recommend. Really, really, really interesting book. Reading Macbeth isn't gonna get you a job. Well, it really depends on the job, I guess. Exactly. People who don't read don't understand like people talk like figurative language has a purpose. All of this has a purpose, you know? You wanted to read War and Peace in 6th grade, more power to you. I think I read The Hobbit in 6th grade and that was my crowning achievement. House Green's a classic story in Japan. Ooh. Dream of the Red Chamber is a classic story in China. The Wings is from Korea. Okay. See that I have huge gaps in my, because I'm very Eurocentric in my reading. And I really, that's probably the next, if I ever claw my way out of this prison where I live, I really should expand my horizons. Good to know. I love The Crucible. Ren, you're right for that. I love The Crucible. The Crucible is actually so good. So I remember liking The Crucible in high school. And then I reread it recently. And I was like, yeah, okay, I was right. The Crucible was good. That's the thing. Like, some of the things you read in school are actually really good. You don't trust people who like Catcher in the Rye. I know, it's really scary. It's like a red flag. I feel like that's a question you ask on a first date. Like, what do you think of Catcher in the Rye? You wanted to prove it, unfortunately. Could you even carry it? Isn't it a doorstopper? It's a huge book. What did I want to read? Oh no, I have a friend who read Kind of Monte Cristo in middle school, I think, which is also another doorstopper. I'd love to read that in French. I should really just try it. That's the thing. I really want to get into French literature because that's just the language that I have. After English, that's the language I have the most knowledge in. Still pretty pitiful, but I would love to read Moliere. I think it was like I want to get into French theater next. That'll be the next thing I do. The Hobbit. Yeah, I like The Hobbit. I liked all the Lord of the Rings. I struggled with Lord of the Rings. It's down. I think if I read Lord of the Rings now, I would really like it, actually. I haven't read it since middle school. You read to make sure you take out all the fluff. What, you don't like purple prose, Ninbite? You don't like using way more words than you need to or few would suffice? You don't like being pedantic and prosaic and repetitive and redundant and superfluous? Brief I will be. Technical writing is evil and mean. No, and that's the other thing, right? Is that there are different styles of writing for different contexts, and you don't want to write your instructions like you would write a poem. And you don't want to write your novels like you would write your instructions, Hemingway. Ugh. Romeo et Juliet. Speaking of, there's a good production on YouTube. We should watch it. Let me see if I can find it. We have a watch party tomorrow, folks. I don't know who convinced me that I should oh, hold on. I don't know who let me who actually made this happen, but we're watching the Princess and the Pauper, the Barbie version, tomorrow. So be there, I guess. De la haine à l'amour, Raven? I think I'm saying it. La haine. Okay. I'll check it out. Yeah, flowery language. One of your fave French musical. Yeah, oh, wait. You love technical arranging for structure. Yeah, I do a lot of technical writing, obviously, for my technical writing job. And it's really funny where I'm like, I don't know how to write words anymore. And I really have to, I always use way too many words, and then I have to go back and just, so I think my favorite activity is word dumping, like word vomiting, and then going back and eliminating all of the passive voice, all of the unnecessary adverbs, shortening the constructions, like that doesn't need to be a gerund, this can blah, 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 you know, it's like, it's really fun. Damn right we are. It was Caitlin, everyone, blame Caitlin. Use more words than I've never heard anyone. I will say for the papers I had to write for the class that I didn't take, I was exceptionally good at hitting the word count exactly, which was really fun actually. Oh man. You've used technical writing in all your paperwork. Yeah, it's like, don't you want to express yourself? Raven, did you fail the paper? Because that does seem like that exceeds by just a little bit. Just a little bit. 3,000 words. 1650 is a very odd word count though. Like, why? Why? It wasn't even you? Was it Adagio? Who was? It was someone. It was someone. I mean, it was obviously me because I made the event, but someone got me to that point. I jumped off the cliff, but someone else dragged me up there. I just like getting point across as concisely as possible. If I sound verbose, I did something wrong. Ninba, you could have just said if I sound verbose, I was wrong. Too many words. Graveyard of cuts. The cutting room floor. My favorite place of any. I am so bad about writing papers. Because oh my god, I had to Frankenstein a paper where I wrote double what the word count required. And then I had to go back and like cut and paste all these different paragraphs in, and I was pulling sentences out of one paragraph, pulling it down, and it was insane. It was insane. Yeah, 2,000 would have been reasonable. 1650 is a very strange number. Very strange number. No! Ninbite, that's too many O's. You could have used fewer O's, you know? You're sounding too verbose. We're gonna keep chatting, but I am gonna pull up this game just because I have it. I'm just gonna, oh, and I got achievements from playing the demo. Just to go in the background because I like pressing buttons. Oh, I got so many achievements. This is so much fun. So if anyone's curious, is this seat taken? Which is, there it is. Which I got a Steam key for. I played the demo of it around like Wholesome Direct time. But it's basically just a puzzle game, which is very fun. We're going to Brussels. You'd required maximum word count for an NMR analysis once. It was the worst paper you've ever written. What is better, word counts or page counts? So word counts really stress me out when you're doing something that involves citations. Because if you're doing in-text citations, then in order to get an accurate word count, you need to maintain 2 copies of the paper, one with the citations and one without. Because it's really hard to tell if you are going too far over the word count, if you're counting the citations. So, page count, I've never had a page count limit, I think. You lose 15% for every 10 words you go over? That's crazy. That is crazy. Page counts are silly. Well, because page counts only work if you have, like, specific font and spacing requirements as well. It's a lot harder, probably, to legislate. Legislate? I don't know. It's partly due to your old college history. Oh, let me change the category. Does anyone like the title of the title of my stream? I was proud of that one. I thought it was funny. Old college history class, we had to write 3 essays by hand. Oh, that's so mean. In 2 hours and 50 minutes. Yikes. Yeah, well, and Dawn, that's even worse. That's even worse if the in-text citations count as words, because if you write too much, like I do, then you're screwed. And if you use lots of citations, like I do, then you're screwed too. Yes, it was funny. You love the title. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the validation, everyone. Thanks. I appreciate it. Really, really kind. Thank you. Thank you. You've had a minimum 5-page count essay before. It was fine, but you didn't like, yeah. That just seems silly. That just really seems silly. I don't know why you would, like, citations are very important, especially when it's a question of using the citation. So I for the class that I didn't take, I had to use a lot of quotations, but I didn't want to use the quotations in the paper because it would inflate the word count. So I just used a lot of citations. So I had a lot of citations because I was using very strong textual evidence. You want to be next to your parent and you don't like smells. They shouldn't count citations. That's not fair. They should not include them. 25 pages is only 6K words. Really? Oh, you're double spacing. I only write single spacing, sorry. You smell. You want to sit in a... Oh no, you don't like stinky. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Oh, that's how... Oh, did I have to finish reading your Dragon Age document? The other thing I was thinking is, should we do like a comprehensive retrospective on Dragon Age for the 12-hour stream? I feel like I already did a 6-hour stream on Dragon Age, so it would be kind of redundant. But I also feel like it's worth it now that we've finished Dragon Age. But I guess I haven't streamed every single game on this channel. So... Yeah, no, but you haven't read the 20... Actually, it was 27 pages. I need to read... Can I read it? Can I do a dramatic reading of it out loud? Can I do it on stream? We could talk about, oh, personal space. We could talk about soul... Because I think there's still so much that I haven't really tapped with soul... With Dragon Age in general. I just feel like, you know... There's so much to uncover. There's 2 photo pages. Oh, okay, gotcha. I mean, we're still waiting on Ren's video essay for Dragon Age. For Solus specifically, so I am waiting. I would love to do, because I think, oh god, it's so sad. Like, I feel like Veilguard I really got back into Veilguard by the end of it, but I feel like Veilguard for a little while kind of sapped my enthusiasm about Dragon Age. Like, the middle was kind of a slog. But I feel like there's just so much. Dragon Age is so... I mean, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. You've restarted Dragon Age 2? Excellent. It's 7 pages? Oh my god. It is a work in progress. Work! I'm excited for it. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Take your time. Take your time. We'll be here when you're ready. We'll be here when you're ready. But I really want to hear it. Adagio! Welcome on in. Thank you for the sub. Dragon Age lore channel? Drop the link. I think I probably know the one you're talking about, but drop it anyway. Dragon Age 2. I'm so excited you guys like Dragon Age 2 because Dragon Age 2 is my favorite game. Well, not really. Knights of the Old Republic is my favorite game. Dragon Age 2 is my second favorite game. Dragon Age 2 is my favorite Dragon Age game. Dragon Age 2, I actually wrote an this is, oh my god, we're finally at the point. We're finally at the point where you don't understand how important this is. We are finally at the point where I can share my essay on how Dragon Age 2 is like a Shakespearean tragedy. Because I have finally cultivated a community with the confluence of those 2 ideas. Because everyone here loves Dragon Age, and everyone here tolerates Shakespeare. And so I can finally share with you all my Dragon Age 2 essay. Because Dragon Age 2 is like Dragon Age 2 is a tragedy. It is a tragedy. Right? No other Dragon Age game is a tragedy. Veilguard kind of wants to be a tragedy. Inquisition isn't. Origins isn't. Dragon Age 2 is a tragedy. The choice is not to spoil too much, but the choices don't matter. You can make so many different choices in Dragon Age 2, and it doesn't matter. And it's beautiful. It's so good. Dragon Age 2 is my favorite narrative experience of all time. Adasha, how are you doing? Good to see you. You had a class where you had 45 minutes to write an essay with inline citations. You needed 3 scholarly sources. If you didn't... You got a 0? That's mean. That's evil. Ren, oh my god. I think you did tell me that, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy you reminded me of that. That's amazing. Oh my god. I want it. Yeah, and Caitlin, you don't understand. This was like 4 years ago. I wrote this, actually, let me go find it. Ninbite, did I send this to you? I may have sent this to you, actually. Let me see if I can go find... When was the last time I talked about Dragon Age 2? This was so long ago. Oh man, this was so long. No, this was 3 years ago. Oh wow, this is crazy. Where's my Dragon Age 2 essay? So Did I send it to you? I'll have to go back and find it later. You convinced a friend to play Dragon Age 2 by telling them about your yeah. Oh god, I love Dragon Age 2. Veilguard is a tragedy for me if you're... Okay, you know what? Fair enough. I didn't play Veilguard the right way. Veilguard was intended to be played with your Inquisitor romancing Solus. That's for sure. That's for sure what it is. You don't like strong odors. You want an aisle seat. You want to sleep. And I think that is unfortunate for a lot of reasons. I think if they had just called it Dreadwolf, if they had committed to Dreadwolf, I would have been a lot happier. Because I think they changed it to the Veilguard. They're like, the focus isn't on Solus, the focus is on your friends. And like, no, because a lot of the companion storylines were half-baked. Yeah, and so it's like, you will romance the Bald Elf or have a mediocre game. And I also think the problem is like, you can play Inquisition without romancing Solus, and you can get an amazing game. But if you don't play Inquisition romancing Solus and then play Veilguard without the because even if you do have the Inquisitor romance Solus in Veilguard, if it wasn't your Inquisitor and you didn't romance Solus in Inquisition, it's not the same experience. Because it really is a 2-game arc. And so they just should have committed to it. Sorry, I want to go back and find my Dragon Age 2 essay that I wrote for Ninbite many years ago. Unless I didn't send it to you. Maybe I just wrote it somewhere in my own notes. Where is it? When did I 100% Dragon Age? Ah, here we go, here we go. Oh no, that's not the whole thing though. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go, wait. Oh no, but I didn't talk about the Shakespeare. Oh, okay. I'll have to find it somewhere. I know I had this whole thing. Anyway, point is. Right, it's so integral to the whole story that it's crazy that, like, they allowed other options. Dorian, right, and Dorian's wonderful. The Dorian romance is wonderful, and the Inquisition is wonderful. But the problem is Trespasser is less wonderful. Trespasser's amazing. But if you don't romance Solus, Trespasser doesn't hit the same, exactly. Oh, I keep getting achievements in this game. This is so exciting. I want to be... Okay. So that's really the problem. Dragon Age Josephine. Oh, and I should have romanced Josephine. I love Josephine. Oh no, who's this? What? Asher? No, what? Who is oh, Asher. Oh, perfect, okay. Asher needs their back. Perfect, okay. So the 12-hour stream is to spend all of it writing a 6,000-page paper on the history of Dragon Age. I could. I will. I would. But again, like, the problem is I already did that. Like, we did have a stream last year where I spent 6 hours talking about Dragon Age lore. I don't know if people remember this. I don't know if people have blocked it out from their memory. I spent... It was 5 hours. I guess it was 5 hours, but... I did spend 5 hours on stream talking about Dragon Age lore. Like, we started from the Titans. You know, we started from the beginning. So I don't want to, like, you know, it's like, I already did that. I don't want to do that again. I'm gonna be next to another kid. So loud. Can't sleep. You want to play? So loud. You want to talk to someone? Nobody listens to me. Let's see. Oh no. I'm gonna be by the window. You remember Dr. Ephemeral? Whip out the whiteboard. I would be such a good corkboard streamer, that's the thing. If you guys could see me flailing around, I would probably have a much bigger audience. I mean, no, because I'm crazy. Because this level of crazy is not really palatable. But you were there, but you were so confused. And look at you now, Deeded. Look at you now. That's beautiful. If you had $1 billion budget to make your own Dragon Age game, oh, what would you? Oh, his body. What would you explore? His body. No, I think the important thing about Solus is that he's deeply unsexy. And I haven't romanced him, so I haven't seen his sex scenes. But I think like the point of it, I don't want to say this. Oh man, it's just like, you know how everything is about the same thing when you really drill down to it. So Solus is a tragic figure, right? Solus's entire downfall is his own fault. And that makes him a really fun that makes him my favorite kind of character, really. Well, one of my favorite kinds of characters. I really like characters who ruin everything. Yeah, I have to read your Solus essay. Okay. I'll read it. You don't like loud music. Oh, we're happy. Everyone's happy. No, you're not happy. Okay. You don't like kids. This puzzle is stumping me. Solus, I know, dude, I know you hate Solus, and I love that. I think that's really good. I'm really happy about that. Because I think that makes Solus such a good character. Everyone happy? Oh my god, everyone's happy. We did it! Okay. Like, I think the fact that Solus inspires so much, darn it, no. The fact that Solus inspires so much, rage in you makes him a good character. Okay, now everyone's happy. Woof. He's just such an interesting, he's like so, because I think also because of any character, he has had the longest, right? He's had the longest time, to really, both from the narrative of the game, but also in universe, right? Like, he's old. He's really old. He's had thousands of years to wrestle with the consequences of his actions, and he hasn't learned from it, right? Like, so that's fascinating. Yeah, I don't even feel bad for, I mean, I think he's just a tragic figure. So it's not even that I feel bad for him, I just think he is the instrument of his own undoing. Which is a wonderful thing to be in a story. In real life, I'd deck him in the face, right? But in a story, I think that's what you're looking for. But also because he's one of the few characters, so you've got characters that have extended beyond, so, I mean, you have Varric, and Varric is an amazing character. You want to get out fast. And you have character, Cullen is a stupid character, he doesn't really get, but so it's like some characters you see in multiple games, over the course of multiple games, so they get more time to develop, and so Solus has that. But also, excuse me, Solus is like, oh, so interesting. Can't concentrate. Your bag. I'm running out of steam. This is good. This is good. I've exhausted all of my energy. Can't breathe. You want to talk? Oh, sorry, I'm listening to the music now. This is so pretty. Can you guys hear it? I miss Dragon Age so much. Oh. I'm amazed with Solus is what scared them away and not the really impassioned rant about the state of English education earlier. That's what's really impressive to me. I think Solus is finally what did it to me, where I'm like, okay. All of my passionate rage over the last hour and a half is finally... I've finally run out of steam. And the thing about Solus is that he's really beautifully foreshadowed in Anders. And I think Anders is really, really... I have to stop saying underserved, but it's a good word. Anders is really underserved by Dragon Age. The series, like, as a series. Oh god. I hate getting news updates. No more news. Everything needs to stop happening. Can we all take a break? Can we all just take a weekend off? Dragon Age lore channel, thank you! Very exciting. Very excited. Like, Anders... and that's the thing that's so tantalizing about Dragon Age 2, is that it feels so momentous. It feels like it's setting up such fundamental things for the rest of the series. And then it doesn't. Because then Inquisition is kind of like a soft reboot. The only, I mean, okay, you know, they mention it once or twice. Like, okay, there's a war between the mages and the Templars. But honestly, and despite the mages and the Templars conflict, I think, oh, this is, oh my god. Yes, so good. Like, it is, I know it's a big part of the conflict of the game, of the first part of the game, but it really doesn't feel like it makes a difference. And it definitely doesn't. Obviously with Veilguard, it's like, okay, so... I think that's the problem, is that there's no sort of... There's no cohesive arc over all the Dragon Age games. But it feels like they want there to be. So, like, Origins is its own thing. There's nothing really tying Origins is just a beautiful standalone adventure. And that's okay, right? That's fine. Dragon Age 2 feels like it's trying to set things up. And it does, like, that's the problem, right? It's like, Dragon Age 2 has DLC, what's it called? The Legacy DLC, that sets up Inquisition. Inquisition has the Trespasser DLC that sets up Veilguard. But the main games don't really tie together at all, and that's a shame, I think. Origins is such a game. Origins is everything that Dragon Age 2, like, Origins and Dragon Age 2, I think, are on two ends of a spectrum, where the Origins story is whatever. Like, it's fine. It's entertaining enough. You know, it's like, it's exciting. It feels really, the stakes are high. But it's nothing special. Dragon Age Origins is really special for its world building, where I think the Dragon Age world, as it's established in Origins, is the most fully realized and compelling fantasy world I've ever experienced. Not even just in a game, just ever, I think. I honestly think. Of any fantasy series I've ever read, like, of any, you know, anything I've ever watched, anything I've ever played, I think the world of Thedas in Dragon Age Origins is just so exceptional. I used to spend hours just reading the codex in Dragon Age Origins. But the story isn't anything special, and I like the companions, but they're, you know, they're kind of stereotypes. Some of them are sort of caricatures. Dragon Age 2 is the reverse, right? Dragon Age 2 doesn't have any world building, really, at all. Except for, I mean, you get the sort of, you get the city of Kirkwall, which feels very lived in, because it's the only place you really see. I want to eat fries. But Dragon Age 2 has one of the best narratives I've ever experienced in any game, book, movie, etc. Dragon Age 2 is it's Rogue One in the Star Wars universe. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, exactly. It's just like Dragon Age 2 is just, it's just one really terrible city. Like, there's not much going on. You want to drink coffee. You want to drink coffee. How are we all gonna drink coffee? You don't want to eat fries. You want to... What? Oh, so fascinating. Okay. You loved it too, you're never waiting for the next. Yeah, I just feel like the pacing in Dragon Age 2 is so good. You've always got stuff to do. The companions are so much fun. I love the rivalry friendship system. I think it's so fun. I did a rivalry romance with Fenris the first playthrough because I was a mage. I was Mage Hawk, and that was so fun. Because I think that's, oh god, it's such an interesting dynamic, you know? And so that, like, so the thing about Dragon Age 2 is that you can romance anyone, and there are 2 distinct romance stories for each character. Or even if you don't want to romance them, like, there are 2 distinct paths you can choose for each character. That's, what, 12 different paths? Because there are 6 of them, right? Well, except for Aveline, you can't romance, but still, you get the rivalry friendship thing. Open a trapdoor, foreign mafias moved in. Yeah, seriously. The Trail series, I've never considered it. Do you think I would like it? I know it's really long, so I haven't considered it before. Except, oh, and you can't romance Varric either, and also he can't hate you. Varric can never hate you. Which is funny. It's okay, because I could never hate Varric. Never. Chew loudly. Oh, you're alone. You are thirsty. I'd get a kick out of it. Give me your pitch, Ninbite. Why? You don't want to drink coffee. You want to eat fries. Why would I like trails? Oh, and you're... Because I think my next game, so on Sunday, we're gonna get back to Clair Obscur. And I've been really enjoying Clair Obscur. I think Clair Obscur is a really good example of a game that just commits, right? There are no choices. It's a one-track game. But it's still a good story. And they've still, I mean, the world is amazing. All the homies love Clair. I think it's true. I think it really is just an what's the word? Undebatably good game. Like, I think there are very few of those, but you are hungry. You can't stand chewing noises. You want to eat. Okay, can they share a burger? Oh, that's cute. But after Clair Obscur, I'm really committed to either The Witcher 3 or, and I know this sounds silly, I would like to finish Baldur's Gate. Now, I don't know if that would be a good thing to do on stream. And so we'll probably try it out for a little while, and I'll honestly probably try a different character. You want to drink? Okay. But I really do want to play Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is funny. I think, and I may even just make it easy, honestly, because I think I just really want to see the story. And I really just want to have fun with it. So I may try that, but Witcher 3 or Baldur's Gate. And then I know I owe you Ninbite Yakuza, but I won't or Yakuza, however you pronounce it, sorry. Like a dragon. But I won't do that on stream. So the Trail series, oh, okay, I mean, that is really... I do like world building and lots of characters. If they're good characters. Yeah, like, that's the thing about Baldur's Gate is I feel like I'm actually missing out on a really interesting plot. Want to drink coffee? You can't concentrate. You like chewing? You can't stand chewing. Let's see. Oh, you guys want to be together. There we go. Oh, nope. Someone's unhappy. You're unhappy. You want to drink coffee. You want to drink coffee. You want to drink coffee. Well, we can't all drink coffee, friends. Wait. I'm also, I don't know if any of the I also want to romance Gale. There, I said it. I said it. I think you guys probably want me to romance Gale too. I think it would be good for the stream. How 3 people? Oh, I see. Okay, wait, hold on. They can share. How cute is that? There we go. You have to romance Karlach. I love Karlach. Karlach seems like a lot of fun, but I do think for the sake of the channel, for the sake of the brand, I do think Gale is probably the most likely option. But I also have to decide if I want to play as Billy Shakes or if I want to. I do want to do a Dark Urge playthrough. I do want to do, so I have to decide if I want to do, I want to romance Will too. I like Will. Maybe I'll do Will off stream. Let's see. You want to eat, drink something? You want to drink coffee? Gale is a sad man with hair and a beard, right? So I feel like I have to. Gale is a sad, wet cat of a man with dark hair and a beard. So I feel like that's just kind of the brand. Will, I heard Will had like way more plot, way more content that got cut, which makes me so sad because he's so fun. From what I saw, I just really liked, and because I know he's like the whole, I mean, I know from what I know about him. Gale annoyed you? Yeah, I think Gale, they also changed a lot. You want to be alone and drink coffee? Well, that's gonna be tough. But yeah, I know a lot. Like, basically what I know of Baldur's Gate is that they added a bunch of us. They just kept adding more Astarion content because everyone really liked him. And they, like, gutted Will. And then also Gale had a bug where where you could say no and he would keep pursuing you. So I think they fixed that. But I think a lot of people actually didn't like Gale because of that. Evelyn's over here. A kid. You don't want anything. Oh no. Oh, this is bad. Or thought he should have been a melee warlock. Oh my god. I loved playing with Will because he would like just Eldritch Blast everything. Actually, no, wait. That was when I did it, the last time I did a D&D campaign. How do I reset all of this? I think we need to take everyone back. We need to restart this. When I ran a D&D campaign, our warlock just literally Eldritch Blasted everything. It was so funny. It worked really well. What can I say? You thought it was weird? Yeah. Okay. You want to be alone and drink coffee. Okay. You do not want to eat or drink anything. You are hungry. You want to be with your parent, Evelyn. Okay, we got one table. I miss playing D&D. I'd really like to do another D&D campaign at some point. It's hard though. It's really hard. D&D, like virtual D&D, just doesn't feel as good. And in rural Tennessee, there's really no one to play D&D with me, so. No, you want to be alone. Okay. Lae'zel, Astarion, and Shadowheart. No, I went Astarion, Will, and Gale? Or Karlach? I actually swapped out a lot of people. Astarion was always in my party. Astarion, Gale, Karlach, I think was my main party. But I sometimes swapped out Gale and Will, and I think I sometimes swapped out Karlach and Lae'zel. I don't like Lae'zel. I know Lae'zel gets better, but I struggled with Lae'zel, as some of you may remember. You want to be with your parent. Okay. It's a child, this is an adult, okay. Aww. We got it. You downloaded a mod that lets you bring them all? That's so many characters! Action surge. Oh my god. You leave who? Jaharia? I don't know who that is. I want to recruit Minthara too. I felt really ripped off that like I didn't even know you could recruit her, and then I killed her. You killed her. And then there's also some character that you don't meet until act like 2 or 3 called Gortash that I couldn't figure out why. I saw people were obsessed with him and I was like, I don't get it. Who is this person? So there's still so much of the game that I haven't seen. I haven't even seen Raphael's musical number. You always murder her. Yeah. I didn't even realize you couldn't murder her. I didn't even realize that you had an option to not murder her. Play a dirge. I'm gonna play a dirge. That's the plan. I feel like playing dirge is kind of like romancing Solus, where it's like, sure, you can do other things, but you're really missing out if you don't. Yeah, apparently he gets a musical number. So I really want to see it. You want to be with your parent, Ava. You want to be in row 3. What? You want to steal popcorn? Okay. Perfect. Dump her down the spider pit. I think I just knocked her. Or no, I didn't knock her out. I know I killed her, so. Huh. You know, it's really obnoxious of someone to be wearing too much cologne and say they don't like bad smells. Yeah, I think I knocked her out and then killed her as well. So. Poppy corn. Alright, I think we're probably- Richard! Richard is the coolest, it's true. How do I screenshot this? There we go. I'm probably gonna end the stream soon because I have run out of things to say. This was really helpful. Thank you all for being here today. I know that most people- I've scared away most people, which is good. Which is usually the intent of the stream. Richard disappears in the first act! No, that's not true. He comes back in the second. Spoilers. So we have our watch party tomorrow, and then we'll have our summer Sundays, Player Obscure. I have to figure out what, you know what, while we're here, while the 3 of us are here, I have to figure out what I'm doing for this 12-hour stream, or I shouldn't, like, am I playing Portal? Are we just gonna play Portal? Should I just wing it? Should I actually? Oh, well, I'm glad you're still here. I mean, listen, people can leave. You know, everyone's got lives. I don't want to be that kind of person. Should I, like, I don't want to just wing it, but should I just wing it? Like, I feel like I feel like streams tend to go better the less I plan them. Do you know what I mean? I feel like anytime I try to plan something, it's usually not good. I do have a low tolerance for puzzles. No, you're so right. Like, you're right. That's the thing. And that's why I didn't finish Portal. Because I have a low tolerance. So maybe that's, like, not it. Maybe, like, real talk. Like, should we just play Dragon Age? but, like, should I just do something that fits better? Should I try Hollow Knight because of Silksong? It's like, I don't want to just do Portal just because. I don't know if there's any reason to do anything, really. Shakespeare video game? Which one? Should I do To Be or Not to Be, like the interactive Hamlet? I think I have that. Like genuinely would that, I don't even know if that would be fun. Dragon Age, probably. Maybe something you don't normally play. That's what I was thinking. Like maybe it should be something that is like, that's what I wanted, something new. I will not like Hollow Knight. Well, I started Hollow Knight and I know I won't like it, but I wonder if it's something. I was talking about Bennett Foddy, so it's like, is it the kind of thing where I should be trying new things? And I say I don't like it, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's time to give it another chance. But it's like, should I do To Be or Not to Be? I don't think I have any other Shakespeare games. I also don't know if like, I have Toem. I know I talked about Toem. I don't know. I feel like I need something to do. I'm not gonna like it. Okay. You know what? That makes me feel a lot better, actually. I feel like I've been absolved. You have to like the game to keep playing it. It's true. Okay. Because I feel like playing Dragon Age for 12 hours is not a really interesting thing to do for a special occasion, because I would do that normally, right? But is there any kind of like, is there anything I can do that would be more interesting? I don't have to play for 12 hours. Maybe I just shouldn't do it at all. Maybe we should just let it go unacknowledged this year. Community games, like, is marbles even fun? Should we do like words? I don't even know. That's the thing. I don't even know. No, you're right, Ninbite. But I feel like to some extent, I mean, and also to be perfectly honest, my community doesn't really care about games either. So I feel like that, you know, there's not going to be any game that people actually want to see, right? That's what everyone is always telling me. They're like, we don't care about the games, which is it's a wonderful thing to hear from people. But it does make it difficult, because if there's no game that anyone actually wants to see, then it's hard to know what game is even worth playing. Right, exactly. So it's like, that's a great thing. So I mean, but I can't talk for 12 hours, I don't think. Maybe? Could I? I mean, it's like, we could just do like a lore. I don't even know, man. That's the thing. I'm trying to think of games to play, because I don't think I could do just me. Character creator. Right. Wait, so which one? Which character creator? Baldur's Gate? Dragon Age? A different one? Online? Should we just play like online dress-up games? I'll just play Flash games for 12 hours. Roll for it. Should I just do like a, yeah, should I just have some, oh, I got an achievement. Like maybe I should just have a rate all the character creators. Right, I feel like there needs to be some kind of gimmick. It's too late now. I didn't plan it. I didn't plan anything. It's not gonna happen. I don't even know. Yeah, Dragon Age Origin is a really bad character creator. It's so upsetting. Tier list them. Tier list all the different character creators. The Veilguard character creator is really great. I would love to play Pokemon, honestly. I would love to play Pokemon. Or I was looking like, oh, I look at my Switch. I know there was maybe a request to go back to Zelda. I would love to play Pokemon, especially because I promised a Nuzlocke that I have not yet played. I don't have any good Pokemons on my Switch, but Rowlet was in Gen 7? Rowlet was Sun and Moon? Legends Arceus did have Rowlet, and I do have Legends Arceus. I would play Black and White. Is that on the eStore? Could I find it through other means? I don't want Nintendo to kill me. You want to steal popcorn. You want to be alone. Wait. Oh, I see. Do an hour at a time of what different Pokemon games? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon would be so much. That's the thing, I would really love to do like retro games. Oh yeah, like I have Sonic, but Sonic I don't think, well we talked about this. Like I really wanted to play Sonic. Just do different games that I like. Well, if I like it, an hour, and then I have to switch after an hour. What would be fun? Just do, wait. I mean, that would be, would that be fun? Like 12 hours, 12 games? That, I don't know if that would work. Would that work? Because I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like there has to be some gimmick. Oh my god, that egg game ruined me. But I don't know if there's really any games that would make that worthwhile. And also that doesn't really leave a lot of like room for, you know, for just being with each other. I don't know. I just really don't, I just don't know. I feel like I should do something for it. I could just play Bellatra for 12 hours. UFO 50, true. True. One of my friends recommended me that recently. Could play Civ 6. On guard. If you don't like a game, you can just switch to the next. Yeah. That could be fun. I don't know. I think I just need to have something that'll get me through 12 hours. But like, I don't want to get through. I don't know. I'm being really silly about this. Oh, man. I don't know why I'm doing this. I could play Phasmophobia. Oh yeah, we talked about playing stuff, like doing co-op stuff. I'd be happy to do that. I don't have Phasmophobia. I could get it. Because that would be useful anyway. You'll want to play any game after that. See, and then, but that's the thing, it's like I have so many games. But also, you know, it's like a really big question of what's the point? It's like, you know, what is the point? What is the point to any of this? I could play Stardew. You guys would hate watching me play Stardew. It'd be really fun. I could play Stardew. I don't even know. I don't know. This is what I'm like, this is, yeah, I could play Genshin. I could try the horse game. Run a poll and pick your faves. Run a poll in Discord or on stream. Stardew's fun, yeah. I don't have Limbus, but I could try Limbus. I mean, I could try like horror games. That's the thing. I could try doing something. I could try going out of, you know, yeah, Discord. Okay, yeah. And I feel like I've asked people for this before too. Let me see. Stream suggestions. I've definitely, yeah, like Untitled Goose Game. Horse Game. Tier list of, oh no, that was for the demos. Dragon Age Flash games. Oh no, I don't want to play Nine Souls. 12 hour, I mean, Core, honestly, that's kind of where this is going. Welcome on in, how are you doing? HIO games, I could just try, like, random games. Yeah. I just feel like I'm being... I don't know. What's up, Core? Core, what would you do for a 12-hour stream to celebrate your 3-year affiliate anniversary? I feel like I'm so torn between wanting to do something that, like, because I don't have a gimmick. You gotta have a gimmick, and I don't have a gimmick. So I don't know. I mean, we could also just play Clair Obscure for 12. I could just finish Clair Obscure. No, but it's like, Ninbite, that's the thing. It's like, I would really love to do some kind of like tier list or Shakespeare thing, but because I do that normally, right? So it's like, I think what I'm torn is, should it be a stream where I do things that I do normally, but just like with a little bit more structure and maybe some, you know, it's like doing kind of tier lists or we like some kind of plan, or should I try to go outside of that? Narrative games and community games? Yeah, I should definitely do community games. Because otherwise there's no reason for people to hang around. It's a normal day, just longer. Yeah, like should that just be it? Should it just be a normal day, but longer? Because we could just do that. There's no reason not to, except I guess I feel the need to do more for sure. You know what? I really want to play Sonic. Oh yeah, we have that challenge. That challenge is gonna die. It's not gonna happen. But thank you for remembering to do it. Oh man. Like, should I have an agenda? I guess is the biggest question. Oh, this music. I love Dragon Age. Sonic. Okay. Okay. You know what? Thank you. All I need is for one person to say Sonic. Okay, so we're gonna do Sonic. Maybe Pokemon. You know what I'll do? Maybe I'll keep it somewhat loosey-goosey where like we won't have strict timings, because I think in previous I've only got Sonic Adventure DX. So that'll probably be the one we play. But unless you really want me to play a different one. Sorry, I like this one. I used to play it on the GameCube a lot. Yeah, like what if instead of like an agenda, we just had a list of things to fall back on? And so as the, you know, as the vibes shift, so it's like we could have Dragon Age 2. I could start a Dragon Age 2 run, because that's the only, I did stream Dragon Age 2 long ago, but so Dragon Age 2, 12-hour staring contest. Yeah, staring contest between a PNG and a bunch of people in chat. If you want, oh well, I could just start the stream. Why don't you remind me? I could start the stream in admin, so I could play Genshin, community games. Y'all will have to send me some I'm thinking marbles, but what other community games could we do? I need some other ideas there. Hot take hour, rank the take. I'd gladly, but like what hot takes? You remember about 3 seconds of it. Amazing. Gardic, good one, yeah. I'm so bad at Gardic. We could do Scribble. I'm really good at Scribble.io. Scribble.io is fun. Although I'd have to trust you all. I trust you all. Among Us. You know, I've never played Among Us. No, that's not true. I've played it once. I died really soon. I could try Among Us. I did say Splatoon. We could do Splatoon again. I give a prompt, you give a take, and you rank it from plasma levels to Arctic level. Okay, writing this down. Jackbox. I don't think I have Jackbox. I have the Jackbox Mega Picker. What the heck is this? The Jackbox Mega Picker is a game launcher for all of your oh, but I don't have any Jackbox games. I probably should have Jackbox games. Make an ephemeral lore iceberg. Okay, wait. Okay, this is good stuff. So let's I'm making a list right now. So we have game ideas, community games, and then we'll have some just chatting. So from Ninbite, okay, and then ephemeral lore iceberg. Shakespeare's floating. Wait, what does that mean, Deeded? What does it mean to make an ephemeral lore iceberg? Like it's like the graphic of an iceberg, and then it's all the different things about the, like we would just fill it in. Genuinely, I would love to play The Messenger. I have Sea of Stars. I could start it, but I think my concern about that is the voice acting. Oh, let's see. Oh, this is really funny, actually. Yeah, wait, oh, wait, this is actually, that's a really good idea, because it would also be fun to do some kind of, like, not to be conceited, obviously, but because it's the 3-year affiliate anniversary of the channel, like, it would be fun to do something, some ephemeral-themed thing. So that would be really fun. Yeah, it would be interactive. You guys could help. I do really want to finish the Umbrella playthrough of Death's Door, because I'm literally, Ninbite, I'm literally at the final boss, and I just haven't done it yet. Or did I ever beat Betty? I might have been at Betty. I'm really close, is the point. But I don't know if people would really want to see that. Might get frustrated with me. Okay, so maybe I just, like, I don't try too hard to come up with things. I just want it to be fun, I guess, for everyone. Let's see. We could do Getting Over It. Sounds like you're all telling me not to play Hollow Knight, which I guess I can't argue. I don't really want to argue either. What else do I have? Right, like I have Toem, I have Yoked. We could play the egg game again. Like I have Cuphead, right? I have all these things. Would someone else play Hollow Knight? Wait, now you're telling me to play Hollow Knight? I'm getting mixed signals here. I'm getting some mixed signals. I have so many games, that's the thing. You're joking? We could just put someone else. Yeah, you want me to watch someone else on my stream? Right, like nobody wants to see me play Hollow Knight, I guess is the point. I don't know if there's anything else really. And I finished all of those. I know. I know I would not like it. It's not fun when the streamer is miserable. Isn't there a genre of don't some people watch like rage streamers? I'm not a very good rage streamer though. Yeah, like that's the thing, I have Cuphead. You know, I've got Cuphead. I've got Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Like I could play a horror game. If that would be funny. I'd be so scared. Oh my god. I've got Limbo. Would Limbo be fun? I don't know. Probably not. I could play the horse game. I could try it out. I could just try out a lot of things. Playing horror is always funny. Yeah, I feel like that might be good. Oh, I've got Hard Space Shipbreaker. Wait, that's so exciting. I feel like at least that's entertaining. It's a horror game when your stats are bad. Limbo. Well, luckily I wouldn't have time to finish Limbo, so we'd only play the good stuff. Oh, I've got Dredge. That one would be boring, I think. Oh, I have Super Meat Boy, which I think would be difficult. I know Spyro had recommended some platformers. I have Bear and Breakfast. That'd be cute. We could play Bear and Breakfast. I have so many. Wow. I've like never played any game that I've gotten on Epic. It's great. I have Dead by Daylight. We could play Dead by Daylight. I don't know if I'd be any good at that. Oh my god, I have Sail Forth. It's so exciting discovering games that I have. It's not that good. I feel like it was really popular for a while. Turnip Boy. I'd be so bad at like Resident Evil. I should try to play. I should play a Resident Evil game. No, literally, Ninbot, I could actually do that. That's the thing, is I could just spend the whole stream trying to figure out what to do. But that would be horrible, and that would result in another stream that no one comes to. Guacamole, did Spyro recommend Guacamole? Let me see. Oh, you guys had like 300 messages in the gaming channel that I have to scroll back through now. Peak, I could play Peak. Yeah, Guacamole 2. I have that. Spyro recommended it, so that's an option. You're pulling up. I know that I can count on you, Deed. I appreciate it. But not everyone has your commitment. Peak is peak. I have heard that, indeed. I feel like I'm just gonna chicken out. We're not gonna do it, but I have to do it. I've said that I'm gonna do it, so we have to do it. Worst case scenario, it's just a bad stream. I've had bad streams before. Best case scenario, it is the best stream I've ever done, and we leave with many new inside jokes and channel traditions. Or we just spend 12 hours talking about Solus, right? I could try it, Ninmite. I could do it on stream if you wanted. That's the I could do it. Like, I could do so many things. I've got both Amnesia games, wow. And that's the thing, is we could just, I've got crosscode. I literally just scrolled past crosscode. I've got Tomb Raider. I've got Tomb Raider Game of the Year edition. That's fun. Oh, I have Prey. I like Prey. I could just start up. I could boot up like Pillar. Nobody wants to see that. Oh man. I've got multiple Tomb Raider games. I could do there's Genshin. I gotta do Genshin. Oh, I do have Among Us. Okay. Okay, so do people still play Among Us? Like, would that actually be fun? Oh, I've got Alien Isolation. Oof. Alright, so I've got lots of games. We got lots of games. Alright, I'll throw these in here. I mean, I'd be happy to just do tier lists of some kind. It would just be like I'm 10 minutes away from the gambling feature. Okay, so I could play Genshin and then spend all 12 hours gambling. That would be fun. We could do that. Oh god, it's 7:18. Wow, we spent a lot of time doing this. The thing is, I would gladly talk about Shakespeare the entire time, but I don't know if that... You know what? I could give you guys... We could do like PowerPoint. We could do the TED Talks on stream. Ugh. I'm gonna go back to this. Perfect. We could watch a 12-hour video. Yeah, we weren't playing a game for a while. We could do it. We could watch ASMR for 12 hours. We could watch Hamster Kitchen for 12 hours. We could do both. I could put on... So I could also... This is the other thing I could do. Is I could actually... We could do it all. So I would put on... I'd have like 4 quadrants. We would have ASMR. We would have a Dragon Age lore video essay. We would have Hamster Kitchen. Then we would have a game. And that could be the stream. And then that's like 48 hours of content in 12 hours. Isn't that something? And then we could rotate things, we could swap out things as we go. And then that is the true ephemeral experience. You're not gonna get that on any other channel. And maybe that's how we celebrate 3 years of this. Oh man. Alright. We're getting to the stressful Dragon Age music now. We can put on, you're right, sorry, we gotta put on Dancing Fruit. We gotta put on the Dancing Fruit. I'm gonna pause this. This is too much for me. Yeah. Okay. So we have options. Alright. Thank you guys for being here. I know that this is the behind the scenes that only the real supporters of the channel get to see. But this is good. I guess I just want to do something. I don't know. It only comes around once a year, but it always comes around at the worst time of the year. I don't know why I started streaming in August. It was a mistake. I think we're gonna wrap up the stream now. I think it was very nice of Dead Pixel to stop by. So we're probably gonna go raid them. But let's just double check. Everyone's playing Clair Obscure. It's so exciting. But of course I can't raid them because you know, that's no good. Yeah. Alright, folks. Well, I'll see you tomorrow at the watch party. Hopefully, if you can make it. And I'll see you Sunday at what's it called? At my stream. I'll see you at my stream. So, yeah. Until then, I hope everyone has a good rest of your day / night. 12. I mean, I could also just do that. That's the thing. It would be really funny. You know, we'll talk more about that on Sunday. If I'm at a point where I could finish the game in 12 hours, we could just do that, and that could be fun. I don't know. You know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, right? Anyway, folks, thanks for being here. As always, it's a pleasure. I will see you over the weekend. Let's go. Oh, we have a raid message. I haven't raided anyone in so long. We do have a raid message, and if you're a sub, I like to use the sub emotes. So let's go raid Dead Pixel. We'll go say hi. All right, everyone. See you later.